Okay, so this is just expanding on our basic player here. So what you could decide is maybe you wanted to enable the user to step forward and slowly fast forward or rewind the animation. So if you decided you wanted to do that, what I wanted to just mention is you can type the code in like we've been doing. You can use pieces of pre-written code and reuse those. You can use code snippets, so we could introduce code snippets into this. So if we click on the code snippets button, you'll see here under timeline navigation, pre-written code, we've got click to go to next frame and stop, click to go to previous frame and stop. So if we click on next frame and stop, now it's saying the action requires an object to be selected on stage. So what we have to do is we have to create an object to add it to. So again, if we go to the library, or actually what we can do is we can either drag in an instance of the button from the library, or we can copy and paste an existing. That's not worked. Try that again. An existing. Right, that isn't working for some reason. Let's try one more time. Copy and paste. Don't know why this isn't working. No. Okay. Never mind. I'll come back. It's not. That doesn't matter. I'll drag in an instance from the library. So if we call this one step forward, you can copy the text box there. These copy and paste don't seem to be working. It's probably something obvious, but I'll look at that. I'll look at that later. Alright, so text tool, step forward. So that's our step forward button. So if we select that object and then add the script. Now what this does is, right click to go to next frame and stop, double click on that to add. Select the button again, next frame and stop. OK. You can OK that. So what snippets does is it creates an actions layer there. So we've actually got a script layer and an actions layer. That doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter that they're on separate layers. If you wanted to neaten it up, you could copy this block of script from here and paste it in with the rest. So I think I'm actually going to do that. We've got everything together. So I can delete that layer, not create a layer, delete the layer. Go to script, so I'll paste that snippet in there. And like we've seen previously, it comments that, so it tells you exactly what that does. Just shift that line down. Go to the next frame and stop. You can specify a symbol instance, moves the player to the next frame and stops the movie. Okay, so again, now you should recognise this structure now. Now it's giving it the generic name, button 1, which is fine. We could neaten that up and rename that to step forward. For this one, I'm just going to do that. So we'll give it our own name, a literal name, step forward. Use the copy and paste, I think, so it's exactly the same as in the script. So we can copy that name, we can go to the properties panel here, and we can paste it in there, so it's exactly the same. And you rate this structure, you see, very recognisable. So we could change the name of the function too. So use the same kind of naming convention as the others. On step forward, click. And again, that has to match up here, if you remember. Alright, and the red, we don't, I mean, just so it matches the others, we can actually remove that void as well. We don't actually need that. It won't affect it in any way. So if we just check, so basically the difference is the names. You see I've left that in there, just got to double check. So, you know, it's worth just scanning everything and making sure everything's no little mistakes like that. Now the action is next frame, so that is the essential difference, isn't it? The action that's inside the function. So that's it. So we can test that out. Ah, there's that copy that I did. I wondered where that was going. There'll be loads of those. So if we stop, step forward, you see it just moves forward one step at a time. So it's like a kind of slow fast forward. So I think just to balance that, we'll put in a step backward as well. And we can do that very easily. Now we could either use code snippets, or we can, you know, we can go into the script and we can actually use this block. Now I've made a mistake here because we need to create the button first. So we'll copy and paste the button. We'll copy and paste the text. Not cut and paste. Copy and paste. Okay, step backward. We've got our script, so we just need to make a few minor adjustments there. Change 4 for back. Now you can probably guess that the next becomes previous, I think, anyway. It could be just previous. Sorry, not the complete word. It's just prev frame. So those are the changes. The other thing is the name. So we've called our button now step backward. So we can copy that. Make sure we select the button. Go to properties, and actually we have the old name there, so we just change that to back too. So hopefully you start to see the patterns here of what we're doing. You know, quite often you're not changing everything, you're just changing aspects of the script for it to suit a slightly different function. So if we test that, we'll stop and step backwards, there we go, and got our step backward, step forward, play, etc. Okay, so we're adding to our player the functionality of our player there.